Okay, so now for triangles and quadrilaterals, so angles, again, obviously, we're working on angles. So for the first one, we've got an equilateral triangle. What do we know about an equilateral triangle? All angles and sides are the same. So there are actually two things that you need to quote on this. So this, again, would just be working out. You do need to quote two things about equilateral triangles. So the first point you would say is angles in a triangle add to 180 degrees. The next one, it's equilateral. So angles in an equilateral triangle are all the same. Okay, so if you can't read this, I'm so sorry, the pen isn't fine line, but if you can't read it, it just says angles in a triangle add to 180 degrees. Angles in an equilateral triangle are all the same. Okay, so just listen and then you can obviously write this down. Equilateral you should already have written in your books anyway. But these are the two reasons I need for an explanation. And then you have 180 degrees divided by 3, which gives you that 60 degrees, which is B. Okay, for the next one, what type of triangle is this? Two sides are the same, so it is an isosceles. Okay, so again, we still need to quote the first rule, which is angles in a triangle add to 180 degrees. But the second one this time, instead of talking about the equilateral, we say base angles in an isosceles triangle are the same. We know they're not on the base. I know if I flip it around, then it would be the base, but they usually just called the base angles. I don't know. Don't ask me why. Just flip it around. If you can't see the base, just keep moving the diagram around, you'll be fine. And once I have those, obviously I can say 78, 78. So 78 times 2 would be 156. Okay, and then you do 180, take away 156, which leaves me with 28 degrees, which is A. Okay, this one, beautiful question, love it. We've now, what they've given you is a kite, which is kind of slightly throwing you off, but they have helped you out by showing you that you can break it down into two isosceles triangles, okay? So for this isosceles triangle at the bottom, I don't need to work out this one, because they're only asking for this angle here. This is 47, so that one must be 47. That's all you need to know for the bottom isosceles. For the top isosceles, can I work out this angle? Yes, because I've got angles in a triangle add to 180 degrees. And so I do 180, take away, 42, kind of rub that out in my explanation because it's a whiteboard pen, which is 138 degrees. I then have to divide it by 2 because they're both equal, and then I get 69 degrees, and then 69 plus 47 would be 116 degrees. Why have I put 1,000? Okay, worry about that, it's 116. Degrees. So now I have to consider what explanation do I need to write down, because there's quite a lot of understanding here. So I've got angles in a triangle. This is one in a triangle add to 180 degrees. Next, I've got base angles in an isosceles are equal. Was there any other rules I used? Well, no. I only used 2 rules and it covers all of them. Okay, so these questions, they are actually really easy questions, but they do try and trick you. So sometimes they provide you with too much information, and it's for you to understand that you just need to get rid of anything that is unnecessary and not needed. So in the first one, they essentially say 3 students work out the angle sum of a trapezium. Who is correct? Okay, so because they've given you this line down here, and then they've kind of shown that's 50 degrees, it makes you start thinking about a rectangle and a triangle, and then thinking about adding up all the angles. But it is a very easy explanation. It's a quadrilateral, so the angles total 360. Okay, super, super easy. You don't have to worry about any other explanation bar that. So B is the explanation, because angles in a quadrilateral add to 360 degrees, and that's, it says it's quadrilateral, so the angle's total 360. Okay, for this next one, again, far too much information. I don't need most of this information. So if I was to take out all the information that is not needed, I would get rid of this because I don't need to know it. And then that's all I really need to know. I don't even need to know that this is parallel or anything else. I could just... This is all the information I need to answer this question. Okay? So all I have is, I have this triangle right here. So I would say angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So if I've got that, I think that's 48, but let me just check. Yes, so this is 48 degrees. And so I've got, this is 48 because it's 180, take away the 90, take away the 42, and then I'm left with 48. And then this is angles on a straight line, add to 180, and then I am left with 132. So which explanation do I need? 180 take away 48 equals 132. So the two explanations I need is angles in a triangle add to 180 degrees, and then I've got angles on a straight line. Oops, straight line, add to 180 degrees. Okay, don't get caught up in when they're trying to overcomplicate a problem for you. This is one reason why quite a lot of people would take highlighters into exams. It's because then they just highlight all the important stuff. So if I had had a highlighter in an exam and that was an exam style question, I would have highlighted this part, I would have ignored the rest, because I didn't need it. It was just information that just wasn't needed, and it would just confuse me. Was like, I don't need to know about the rest of that. They're not asking me to find out any other angles. Okay, so this is the end of this one. So last but not least, I'll do the other one and the third one. Can you please ensure you are correcting by putting all these notes on yours as well, please? Thank you.